Hello and welcome to Dhey IAS. Today, we'll look into the complex landscape of Indian federal democracy and also explore the significance of population size in its southern and northern states. We'll discuss how delimitation, political representation, and fiscal transfers are intertwined in this intricate web. So let's get started. First, let's understand what delimitation is. Delimitation is a process of redrawing boundaries of electoral constituencies to ensure equal representation. Article 81 of the Indian Constitution mandates equal populations for Lok Sabha constituencies. But did you know that the allocation was based on 1971 census and it's been unchanged until the 84th Amendment Act in 2001. Fast forward to 2011, the northern states saw a population increase while the southern states experienced a decrease. If upheld, this could result in a significant shift in the political representation. Let's look at the challenges of ensuring fair political representation, especially when dealing with smaller populations in the federal system. Canada faced a similar challenge and they have tackled it by giving more representation to the less popular provinces in their national parliament. It's all about trying to make sure everyone's voice is heard, kind of like the one person, one vote principle. Now, here's a twist. India has got this first past the post electoral system and it's real game changer. Imagine this, only one candidate can win in a constituency grabbing all the representation. That means quite often winners end up with less than 1/3 of the total votes cast. And that's a bit surprising, isn't it? In 2019 elections, a MP from the states of Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat and others represented around 18 lakh registered voters. On the flip side, a member of parliament from the 5 southern states only represented about 16 lakh registered voters. But here's the kicker, both of them only needed 12 lakh votes to secure their seats in the parliament. So, you see, the idea of one person, one vote might not be playing out as straightforwardly as we'd hope in the system. Policies like family planning, population control are vital in India. Some southern states have effectively controlled their population through visionary leadership and social change. Reducing their political representation might discourage other regions from adopting such policies. Perhaps maintaining the seat distribution freeze until the population stabilization occurs could be a fair solution. After the politics, now let's look into what is going on in the economics. Every year, the union government sets up what they call the Finance Commission. It is mentioned in the Article 280 of the Indian Constitution. This commission makes recommendation on how to share taxes among the states. And guess what? They have this formula like a secret recipe to do the sharing. Two main ingredients of this recipe are population and per capita income. Now, you may ask, why is it the population? Well, it's kind of like a stand-in for how much money each state needs for public spending. Makes sense, right? So, in the beginning, the first Finance Commission mainly looked at the state's population to decide how much they'd get. But over time, they started adding more spices to the mix. Subsequent Finance Commission began to reduce the importance of just population and included other factors. These additions were made to make the distribution more fair. In the 1980s, the 8th Finance Commission used the population data of 1971 instead of the newer 1981 census, and that stuck around until the 13th Finance Commission in 2010 to 15. But here's a twist. The 14th Finance Commission changed the game. It considered the population changes since 1971 wherever there is a use of population data. That was a departure from the norm and it shifted the focus towards the more populous states. 15th Finance Commission openly said that they would be using 2011 data, no ifs, no ands, no buts. That meant the southern states, which have been reaping financial rewards for controlling their population, suddenly saw those rewards shrink. Now, here's other factor, per capita income. It's like a cherry on the top. States with higher per capita income tend to get smaller pieces of the tax revenue pie. So, guess who's gonna benefit from all this? You guessed it right, the northern states. And the numbers also don't lie. Between 2000 and 2005, and up to 2021-26, the southern states' share in the union government tax revenue went from 21.1% to 15.8%. Meanwhile, the northern states saw their rise from 51.5% to 53.2%. Using the current population data for delimitation and tax revenue allocation seems to be a form of retribution to the southern states which have worked hard for population controls. It also looks like an accolade for the higher population growth in the north. Finding a balance that incentivizes population control while ensuring fair representation and fiscal transfers is a challenge that needs thoughtful consideration of the Indian federal system. Today, that wraps up our exploration on the India's complex federal democracy and its population-related challenges. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insightful discussions. Until then, stay informed and stay curious.